Augmented has several display options that provide information about the rig and give us additional programming tools. So the first thing I'm going to do is come grab my labels menu, and I've got a couple of options for fixture labels. I can either select all, which will put labels at all of my fixtures, just my movers, just channels that are selected, or just channels that are active. So let's go backwards here. If I do labels on just active and click off that menu to look, you'll notice that channels 101 through 105 are actually on. My channels 1 through 10 are not, so I can see that those labels show up on just my active channels. If I were to bring one up at full, now that that channel is active, I get a channel label, and if I sneak that out, as soon as it goes out, it takes away that channel label. So that's a pretty useful thing to watch which fixtures are on stage. You'll notice with channel labels on, I get red text, and that's because these channels are manual. So the label is the same as the data coming from the live channel display. So let's say I record this as Q201. As soon as I do that, those labels are going to turn blue because those values are now stored. We also show you the labels in yellow if the contribution is from a sub, and orange if the contribution is coming from playback data. Keep in mind we're showing you the state of the intensity parameter of these fixtures. So if you have different data in different states on other parameters, those won't show up here. Let's take a look at some of the other label states. If I come in here and turn off my active and turn on my selected and click back out, again, as expected, if I type 101 and 104, those labels are going to show up around those fixtures that are on my command line. Clearing my command line will take those labels away. Back into our labels menu, if I turn off selected, and if I turn on movers, any fixture that is deemed a moving light will have its label shown next to the fixture. Again, my colors are indicative of the state of the fixture, so 101 through 105 are stored, and 111, 112, 121, and 122 currently have no playback information. And finally, going back into my labels area, I can unselect movers to have no labels, but if I select all, it's going to give me every fixture in my rig and show me the label. For now, I'm going to turn off fixture labels. Next are my beam center labels. In here, I have the same selection types as my fixture labels, but instead of the label showing up where the fixture is located, it will show up in the center of the beam. I'm going to go ahead and select movers so we can see this. I'm going to click off here, and as you can see, 101 through 105 are displaying their fixture labels at the center of the beam, and directly below those I can see 111, 112, 121, and 122, and they are also at the center of their beam. But because I have a shorter throw on those fixtures, those boxes all seem closer together. What's nice is if my fixtures are hidden and I can't click to select them, I can click on the label and that will actually select that fixture and allow me to interact with it on the command line. Let's go ahead and turn off our beam center labels. Our final fixture label are a special kind of label which is called focus handles. And focus handles are actually a control device. So I'm going to go ahead again and click on selected, and immediately you'll see a dot appear on the floor. I'm going to click off of here. I'm going to clear that selection, and I'm going to go ahead and say 101, enter. And you'll see a blue focus handle appear where that beam is intersecting with an object, which is currently my person. So I can click on that dot and start to move that fixture around. And it is giving me that dot where I'm intersecting with an object. So as I move up the drum riser and maybe over the top, it understands where this light is intersecting with my model. So that's very useful to drag it over and onto surfaces. You'll also notice the dot turned red because now my pan tilt information is manual. So this is a great way to move a fixture around. Again, if you're not able to see the fixture, it's behind scenery or out of your camera view, and you can interact with it here. What's really nice about focus handles is they allow you to preserve the relationship between the different fixtures. So I'm going to go ahead and say 101 through 105, and I'm going to home those. I'm going to hit next and next again to get to channel 102. Just going to drag that up a little bit. Next to get to 103, drag that all the way up stage. Next to get to 104, drag that up near the car. And I'm going to leave 101 and 105 where they are. So I've got a nice little V on stage. If I select those fixtures all together again and start moving one of the focus handles, all those fixtures will preserve their relationship to each other. So this is a great, fast tool to build a look and then quickly modify it. There's one more option for focus handles. In the labels area, you can also add a label at the floor level, and that will show you which dot belongs to which channel. For now, I'm going to turn all this off.